There are so many beautiful cars to choose from on the market, but beneath the badges and marketing, many of your favorite cars share DNA, platforms, or even engines with models you'd never expect. From Lamborghini to BMW, here are cars you didn't know were related. At the top, Audi R8 and Lamborghini Huracan. Okay, let's start with the ultimate duo. When you see an Audi R8 and a Lamborghini Huracan parked side by side, you might assume they're in fierce competition, like two divas fighting for the spotlight. But surprise? Surprise! They're actually very close relatives. Think of them as siblings from the same powerful family, just with very different personalities. They both sit on the same platform and even share that mouth-watering 5.2-liter V10 engine that sounds like an opera singer with a rocket launcher. But while the Huracan is that wild, flashy Italian cousin who loves the limelight and parties all night, the Audi R8 is the reserved, polished German who wears tailored suits and never forgets to set an alarm. Ever since Audi bought Lamborghini in the late 90s, they've been sharing more than just boardrooms. That German touch brought structure and reliability to the chaotic brilliance of Lamborghini. And honestly, the result is magic on wheels. So if you're stuck choosing between the two, just ask yourself, do you want the drama or the discipline? Number 2. Volkswagen Touareg, Porsche Cayenne, and Audi Q7. Now this one is juicy. Imagine triplets who grew up in the same house but went on to live very different lives. One became a hardcore athlete, the second became a tech nerd, and the third just wanted a chill, comfy life in the suburbs. That's exactly the story with the Volkswagen Touareg, Porsche Cayenne, and Audi Q7. All three of these SUVs come from the same parent, the Volkswagen Group, and they all ride on the same MLB platform. But oh, how they've grown up differently. The Porsche Cayenne is the sporty one. It's like an SUV that spent all summer in the gym and now wants to race sports cars. The Audi Q7 is the brainy tech lover, packed with digital wizardry, and made for families who love their gadgets. And the VW Touareg? That one is your quiet luxury friend who never brags but always shows up in style. And if you want to dig even deeper into the family tree, the Bentley Bentayga and Lamborghini Urus are also cousins. Yes, even the flashiest members of the clan are using the same bones. Wild, right? Our third pair for today, BMW 7 Series and Rolls-Royce Ghost. Here, we're talking about luxury. Rolls-Royce is practically royalty in the car world. When you think of it, you think of silk gloves, gold cufflinks, and champagne flutes. But here's what they won't tell you on the brochure. There's a solid chunk of BMW under all that posh British styling. Since BMW took over Rolls-Royce back in the early 2000s, the Ghost has shared a lot of its tech and engineering with the BMW 7 Series. They use similar engines, similar electronic systems, and even parts of the same chassis. Of course, Rolls-Royce goes above and beyond to cloak everything in hand-stitched leather, polished wood, and whisper-quiet luxury. But beneath all that glitz is some solid Bavarian know-how. So the next time you see a Ghost glide by like a royal carriage, just remember that it might be speaking with a British accent, but it definitely studied engineering in Germany. At number 4, Toyota Supra and BMW Z4. Now this one raised a lot of eyebrows when it first came out. The return of the Toyota Supra was met with cheers and excitement, but car geeks quickly noticed something familiar about it. That is because, under the hood, the new Supra and the BMW Z4 are basically siblings who grew up in different houses. They were developed together, and they share almost everything: engines, transmissions, chassis, and even some tech features. Toyota did tweak the Supra to feel more like a Japanese sports car, while BMW gave the Z4 that classic European roadster vibe. But pop the hood or drive them back to back, and you will feel the shared DNA. At number 5, Bentley Bentayga and Audi Q7. When you see a Bentley Bentayga, it looks like old money. The kind of car that might be parked outside a castle or a 5-star hotel in the Swiss Alps. But would you believe that it shares its bones with the Audi Q7? Yes, That same Q7 that drops kids at school and cruises the highway in comfy silence. Both ride on the Volkswagen Group's MLB platform, meaning they are built on the same foundation. The Bentayga just gets dressed up in the absolute finest materials money can buy. Hand-stitched leather, real wood, and more options than a luxury cruise ship. The Q7, meanwhile, focuses on clever tech and practical comfort. Same roots, different lives. Just goes to show that a good platform can wear many outfits. At number 6, Mini Cooper and BMW 1 Series. The Mini Cooper is all cheeky charm and zippy fun. It is like the class clown who also happens to be top of the class in math. And the reason it handles so well and feels so put together? That would be BMW. Ever since BMW revived the Mini brand in the early 2000s, the Mini Cooper has shared engines, tech features, and parts with the BMW 1 Series. So while it looks like a spunky little British hatchback, it is rocking some serious German engineering underneath. It is like finding out your eccentric aunt used to be a scientist at NASA. Coming at number 7, Lamborghini Urus and Porsche Cayenne. The Lamborghini Urus shook the world when it landed. A Lamborghini SUV? That was already scandalous. But it turns out it would not even exist without the Porsche Cayenne. These two wild things are built on the same Volkswagen Group platform, and both run on a twin-turbo V8 engine. Of course, Lamborghini turned everything up to 11 with aggressive styling and heart-stopping performance. The Cayenne is the more composed one, fast, but not trying to cause a scene. It is like having two cousins at a party. One shows up in a velvet tuxedo and does a backflip into the pool. The other quietly wins the poker game and drives home in silence. At number 8, Skoda Octavia and Volkswagen Golf. Skoda and Volkswagen might seem like rivals at first glance, especially if you live in Europe, where they both compete for your attention. But behind the scenes, they are very much family. Skoda has been part of the Volkswagen family since the 90s, and the Octavia and Golf are twins in disguise. They ride on the same MQB platform and share a lot of the same parts, but they are marketed differently. The Golf is the global superstar, the face of the brand. The Octavia is the practical sibling with more space, better value, and less attitude. At number 9, Nissan GT-R and Infiniti Q50. Now this one is sneaky. Everyone knows the Nissan GT-R. It is Japan's most famous speed demon. But did you know that some of its high-performance magic trickled down to the Infiniti Q50? The Red Sport 400 model of the Infiniti Q50 uses a twin-turbo V6 engine that is a close cousin of the GT-R's powerhouse. It is not tuned for the same neck-snapping speed, of course, but the DNA is there. So while the Q50 rolls through the city like a calm luxury sedan, it has the heart of a beast. It is like finding out your boss at work used to be a professional kickboxer. At number 10, Toyota 86 and Subaru BRZ. This one is like spotting twins at the mall wearing different outfits. The Toyota 86 and Subaru BRZ are so similar that you would need to squint to tell them apart. They were developed side by side as a joint project between the two Japanese car makers. They share almost everything: engine, chassis, dimensions, even the interior layout. The only differences are in tuning and design tweaks. Toyota added a bit of flair. Subaru focused on balance. But drive either one and you are getting the same delightful experience. Now, you might be wondering why all these secret relationships exist. Well, it's not just some grand conspiracy. Building a brand new car from scratch costs a ridiculous amount of money. So, it's much smarter to share the boring bits like platforms, engines, and electronics, and then let each brand do its thing with design, features, and character. Anyway, that's all on today's episode. Thank you for watching to the end. We'd love to know which of these pairs caught you by surprise, so leave your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more automotive content. See you in our next video.